Welcome back to Pirate Adventures, where we last left off. Captain Cranius Crossbones had snuck onto the ship, put the captain to certain death until she ran, calling out for her entire crew to aid her. Then they defeated, or seemingly defeated, Captain Cranius Crossbones until his bones fell apart, scattering across the deck, and each one rose, becoming its own skeletal form. A skeleton with Captain Crenulus's head, his skull, stands before you, and 11 other skeletons scattered around the deck.
Do they all look like him, or do they all look different?
So they all look different. I will relay this. We'll take a little pause before combat continues. So you can see that 9 of the skeletons all seem to look fairly regular as skeleton bodies, and there's one that has his skull and his hat and his beard. There are 2. One has a hand like his, a more amalgamated long claw. The other has the other hand of the same looking long claws. But apart from that, they look like regular skeletons. And the one that with his head speaks out saying, "Thought it was that easy, did you?"
Oh, I kind of hope so. Yes.
No, I can't expect
That one
this.
Does that one look tougher than the rest?
No, you can spend your turn doing a little perception check. Figure that out if you want to. But, you know.
That's fine.
He's
must
got
be
his skull.
pretty
I'll give you that
tiny.
one.
Hopefully these skulls don't have a lot of HP, because
Yeah, they must be
I'm
tiny.
running low.
Well, they sort of rose and collected bones that seemingly came out of nowhere.
Oh, right.
Their own
I've
like
only
skeleton
got
mass.
I've only got 8 total HP, guys.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm on 5, so.
Oh, it's a
Yes,
good.
can we get a rundown of HP and slots, perhaps?
Yes, make sure to rate yourself a number out of your max number.
What's
How you're
that
feeling?
fire?
You know?
What is that fire?
What's that fire coming up from Umbra?
That's got to be a house.
Oh, is this some pay to win stuff?
I would ask how you're doing that, but I kind of just want you to carry on.
Oh God. Who's? Wow.
Wow.
I'll do every time for a potion.
Dear.
Can you change the
Okay.
colour to be like the potion?
Me too. Give me a moment.
Unbelievable. So whose turn is it?
It's
I think
actually-
mine.
Actually, no, you finish your turn.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, you did. Because you split the other one.
I am first in turn order though. So technically it was before.
I have
So
no.
who was
Okay,
after
well-
me?
Shit.
Captain Crenulus was after you, and as his skeleton head is still there, he's keeping his initiative order. That's a hit, definitely.
Might be
I have no
bad.
healing. I've got no slots.
I'm only on 8
I've got no
HP,
slots
guys.
either.
It's bad.
Can we pour a potion into someone's mouth to bring them up when they're down?
It'll take your action.
Okay,
Yes.
but like they can't swallow even though they're
They
knocked out.
can swallow. It's a forced action. Like their
Cool.
body wants to breathe, so they will gulp fluid down to try to
Yeah.
breathe.
You too thirsty?
Yeah, that's 11. That's 11 slashing damage, Kethra.
Oh, she's down.
Next in our little order. Oh, good. Okay.
We still have like the crew, don't we? The crew's out there.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
basically,
unarmed.
these skeletons that are facing away from all of you are going towards the crew and kind of
Right.
battering off the crew.
Got you.
So we'll see how they do.
Owen has cure wounds.
Good for
There's a
him.
lot of them.
He's got a fair way. He's got a fair way to go between
No,
himself. and
Owen
you.
was close because
Hmm.
relatively close because he did the guiding bolt.
So that battle is raging on. Then we have. Jesus, what are up with all these effects?
I need to find out how we're doing that though, because that's cool.
It's quite cool, actually. Yeah.
Okay. So these guys are going to attack the thingamajig. Right, okay. And your ACs haven't changed from what I got, assumedly. Just want to double
Nope.
check. Is
Mine's now
a
14 because
Yeah,
I'm down.
mine's 14 as well because I don't have my armor on.
14 because you're down, and yours is 14 as well, Gruzeel, did you
Yeah,
say?
because I don't have my armor on because we were sleeping.
Okay, Alarias, just quickly, I've got yours as 13.
Yeah, that's it.
Tim, I've got yours as 17.
Yes.
And Umbra, I've got yours as 13 as well.
Yep.
Cool. Right, so that's a... First one's a miss on Alarias. Next one's a hit on Umbra. And another hit on Umbra.
What do you reckon
You
these
white
guys are
guys?
poison? I suppose these guys wouldn't be affected by poison.
Probably
It's not
not.
really.
Probably
You can
not.
certainly try.
Undead generally aren't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
He would know.
12 damage
Considering
from
they're
the two
skeletons as well.
skeletons against you, Umbra.
How much damage, sorry?
That's 12 just slashing
Ooh,
damage from
That
the two.
really hurts, Umbra.
Definitely gonna bring out the big spells if anyone's got any spells left.
Okay,
Right.
Gruzeel,
Roll out
you're
spells.
hit for 5 slashing damage. And then the one that has a elongated right claw, which is actually right next to you.
Great.
Oh, he crits.
Oh fuck.
Oh, how many?
That's bad. Those claws did bad damage to Kethra. I think one of them took it down to half in one hit.
So that's 22 damage.
Shit. I'm on 1 HP.
And
We're in trouble, boys.
then we got a skeleton that's going to... Yeah, Crenulus is in charge. He's smart enough to attack Kethra while she's down.
Oh, me
That's a
surprised.
hit on Kethra
Oh
and a
boy.
miss. So Kethra, that's 1 death save. Okay, and we are back to Tim.
Okay. So the guy on my right, I presume, is the one that just smacked Kethra. The guy above me on the map.
No, so
That's the
this
Cronulus,
is
isn't
the
it?
guy that smacked Kethra. Crenulus also smacked Kethra and put her down, and then the other one hit her while she was down.
Okay. Probably best to try and help Gruzeel for now, right? Because he's about to die.
I would probably help Kethra because she's got 1 fail save and she can hit harder than I can. And she's
Yes.
got the magic
So
sword.
can I use Spare the Dying on Kethra?
I believe so.
Just stabilize, put you to 0, doesn't it? And stabilize
Yeah,
it, right?
she'll
Yeah.
be stabilized. I won't put her up, but she'll be stabilized.
Mm-hmm.
In 4 hours, I get 1 HP.
Doing what I
It's just
can.
a waiting game now.
Back down to 0 death saves.
Okay, and then for my action, I guess I'll hit the one that's closest to me.
So the one with Crenulus' skull,
Yes.
go for it.
That's 14.
14. That's a hit. More
Yep.
damage. Yes, where the fuck are you getting all these effects from?
7.
I'll reveal after the fight.
7 damage.
Yep.
As we came through all that bit, and then it's the first time anyone's taken damage on that side. Right. Yep. He takes the hit. You really crush a lot of the rib cage of his bones, and it just indents in. But he's a skeleton, so he just kind of carries on standing. Next we
Skeletons normally
have
take double damage from bludgeoning. That's quite.
Oh, wait, was that with your...
That was with my great club, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's dead.
As you slam into him, it crushes a lot of the bones to the point where he looks a lot like concaved entirely with his rib cage, and his shoulders almost shift forwards, and you're not really sure how he's still standing there, but he is.
But
Right.
What the head?
Right, Umbra.
Okay.
big stuff, man. Big stuff.
I've used all my spell slots, so I
You got
can use
cantrips,
cantrips.
man.
Yeah, but there's like 100 of these guys. I can shoot one with firebolt.
It's better. It's more accurate than you trying to hit it with your punch or something.
Yeah, well, I
I
mean,
was
yeah.
thinking, is there any way we can think our way out of this? Umbra didn't hear what he wanted. I know out of character he just wants the ship back, doesn't he?
Yes.
What are you doing, Umbra?
Shit. I'm just going to shoot at the one that hit me, I think.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to use... I haven't got my spreadsheet of spell effects, but I'm going to take out a red bubbling potion.
Mm-hmm. I
Throw
think this
that
is
in.
firebolt.
Yep, firebolt. So it's 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit, definitely.
Okay, and 6 damage. Wait. I've got a thing for it.
Which one are you
So I'm gonna
hitting?
finish it.
This one or this one? They both hit you.
So, which direction?
I'm watching for the effects now. Oh no, wait.
Oh, okay, wait, did you see it? Hang on, let me do it again.
Oh, I missed it.
Tell me when you're looking.
I'm looking.
We're all looking
That
now. You pause the
Right,
combat.
okay, you're going for that one.
Oh my god.
Should have just told me who it was. Okay,
No, I had to use the effect.
right. What,
I didn't see
what was
the
the damage on
effect,
that again?
Did you not
6?
see it? Hang on.
Yeah,
Oh,
Haiss, I
for
didn't see.
fuck's
Can you
sake.
do it again?
Right,
Oh my
okay.
God. What
Well,
are
that's
you
happening.
doing?
Wow.
Well, that's happening,
Why?
Kethra.
Pretty sick.
You are attacked
What
again.
is this?
This time by the one with the claw. Definitely a hit.
If it does more
Fine,
than 33, then I'm dead.
It doesn't.
Okay, just a death save then.
It does. It does a claw, and you're now back to death saves.
Back to numero uno.
That's not a. Is that automatically a fail?
Yes.
No, it
you're-
just puts him
It
below
puts you
0
into death
and
save.
back
Right.
into death saves.
Cool.
You don't auto fail.
Cool.
That's only if
Because you're not technically.
really
So you're not
because
technically dying yet, are you?
yeah
Now
you
you are.
you've been stabilized. This puts
I'm
you.
not
back
gonna
into
complain.
stabilization. If I critted, then I probably would have done it, but nah, too harsh. Gruzeel, it is your go.
I mean,
You got the
I
two guys in
honestly
front of you.
don't. Yeah. I'm thinking of going for
One of them
Prenulous,
has the
'cause-
really long claw on his
Yeah.
right hand.
I mean, how beat
other one
up
just
is how beat up is Crenulous? I mean, after he just lost his rib cage.
Oh,
I
he
assume-
looks like concaved. It looks like a toothpick situation of flick it and the whole
Yeah.
structure comes down.
You thinking down
Just
with the
wondering-
head comes with everyone else.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping.
that's what I was
I'm
going to do.
That's what I was. I was contemplating that as well. To be fair.
I'm just thinking, is it worth going for the breath weapon? Even though it's half, it's still 2d6.
But it's acid.
But then, yeah, but mine's poison.
Yeah, it's not poison damage.
Oh.
Yeah, mine's poison. Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah,
no.
do it if you like. It's up to you.
Is that what is it? Basically, I've got a choice between 2d6 or 1d8 plus 4.
D8 plus 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't risk it.
But it's not magical, so it's probably going to be resistant to that as well.
The
That's the
skeleton.
only problem. All right. I will go with it.
You took Tim's mace.
Yeah, but that's bludgeoning. I mean, that's. I mean,
but
yeah.
But Tim's is a magical weapon.
Mm.
The only one that you know of is Kethra's greatsword.
True. All right, I'll rapier it then.
And you're going for Prenulous, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll have
Drum
advantage
roll.
because Tim's flanking.
Ooh.
Drum roll. Will it kill the
Good
rest?
time. That was a good time to get in that 20.
Ooh.
Especially because So I'm very
Nice.
glad I got.
Very
I'm
nice.
actually very glad. I'm actually very glad I got a death. Got a advantage on that one.
Well, Tim
welcome.
took most of his attention,
Right.
so I'll give him that. And he's more angled that way at this point.
5, 8, plus 12. So 12 piercing.
12 piercing. How do you want to do this?
I just want to just straight
Just
through the
for
brain.
him, mind. Straight through the brain.
Straight
Okay.
through the brain. Because
So
there's
you'll-
eyes to kill the head of the beast.
Basically, you'll skewer the skull. The rest of the bones of that skeleton fall. The others are still standing.
Oh, I was kind of hoping that would work.
Yes, Gruzeel!
It was a nice try.
Good work, Tim.
Good effort.
Now we just need to not die.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I feel a bit banged up.
Okay, 6 seconds. 6 seconds rounds. Alarias.
I'm just gonna shout to the whole crew. More the ones like over here. I think they were over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, where
Oh.
these guys are facing,
Yeah. Where
this
they're
is where
going right
your
there.
crew is.
I'm gonna shout to them and tell them to crush all the bones you see, and let's save the captain.
Interesting.
And I'll do a firebolt.
Tell you
no-
what,
you got
when
no
you
slots
when you've
either.
done that, can you roll just a straight charisma check?
Yeah, sure.
It's not persuasion. You're kind of just
We have
commanding in a sense.
I can't even run those.
Oh, great. Now one. I'm not gonna.
That will be your charisma check.
Okay.
And go ahead for your attack.
Oh yeah, I'm not using that as my attack. No wait.
I mean, I'd tell you whether or not, but you're not because I asked you to roll first.
21.
21. Yeah, that hits. Are you just doing the one in front of you, or
In front of me, yeah. And D10. That's a 9.
9 damage to
Yep.
what's his face? So hard not to just say names out loud. Okay, the crew. I'm going to try do some stuff. They're kind of baffled by Alarias even attempting to give orders right now.
You're not my real captain.
Yeah, he's too weak. Just this skinny elf trying to give orders now.
To be
Okay,
fair,
you see
they
that
still
they're-
following
Voice
the
cracks.
orders.
I mean, you are an
See-
officer, I suppose.
You see that they're battling on against these skeletons, but they're mainly defending position. Like there's most of them don't look like they're baffled by the idea that skeletons even exist like this.
Hmm.
And they're kind of baffled in a way, and then there's like Doward kind of backing up to a wall, not really sure what to do. There's the big guy trying to use this like a hammer, a trident like a hammer, and it's not really working. Good check though. Right. And then we're back to this guy. So Gruzeel, this guy's going to attack you again. This is the cool guy.
Oh, I should have done that.
That is a hit.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm down there. Because I've only had 1 HP left.
11. No, it was 15 damage.
That's fine. I'm dead at least, but I'm down.
Okay, you're down. And then we got Kethra. Can you make a death save, please?
I can. That's a 9. So
First
close.
fail. Okay. So where the-
Are you dropping skeletons when they die?
Ah, yes, good point. That would make life easy, wouldn't it? Okay. Skeletons when they die. Yeah, I removed them. That's it.
No, just double because Anachronius is there. I was just counting other things.
That's why I think. So that guy is going to attack. Ah, Cronius is gone now. Less intelligent. Probably going to attack Tim. So
How dare you?
Tim, that's a miss.
You've got you're the tank at the moment. 17 AC.
Yeah. I'm good for HP as well.
Another miss. Alarias, the skeleton in front of you, is going to attack.
What was that?
Can't I use shield?
Yes, you can. It would have hit as well. So yeah, use.
Hey,
shield
it's
as a
18.
reaction. Okay, so now it misses. The shield he deflects off and it claws down and blocks away. Skeletons on Umbra. Umbra, that's a hit from that one, and a hit from
Umbra's
that
going
one.
down. Don't have much health.
I mean, if we all die, that's okay.
I
14
have two
damage for
backup
Umbra.
characters, so it's okay.
14 damage to Umbra.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Umbra in a shower of blood. Are you watching the screen?
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm
Oh
watching the
no.
screen.
Oh no! And
Okay, so Umbra's down.
Shit.
We've got Tim and Alarias in the
I mean,
crew.
I could Thunderwave and just go fuck it.
but Umbra's body is right next to you, man, and you can't do it.
Yeah, I'll do damage to everyone pretty much.
No, to be fair, Thunderwave would be really good here.
Yeah. I mean, that
Oh.
would get. Who would
And
that get?
Tim,
That'd get
it's now your
everybody.
go.
What's the range on Thunderwave?
Okay.
15
30
foot.
feet. That's 15.
30.
Yeah, 15-foot radius.
15.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll get.
Maybe not Tim.
I'll pretty much get not Tim, but everyone else. Literally everyone.
Hmm.
We'd even get this guy down here. It'd literally get this whole group of skeletons.
So I can. Ooh. So we might have been doing Spare the Dying wrong. Oh no, 0 hit points, right? We're not doing minus hit points like we did with
No,
Sunny's,
yeah,
are we?
No, we're not
Okay.
doing minus.
So should I use Spare the Dying on Gruzeel or on Kethra? Kethra, right? Because she's already lost the one save.
Yeah.
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 No,
So
Gruzeel.
Spare the Dying.
Put on.
Good
Yeah.
out.
Jesus.
She keeps stabilizing, and then she just gets hit again and put into death save. Isn't it better to kill the things around her?
I mean, I can use
And on that
another
one, isn't it?
cantrip to do a little bit of damage, but it's
Oh,
the choice
okay.
between stepping in front of Gruzeel or stepping in front of Kethra, basically.
Right. Okay.
But I think,
okay.
yeah, to be fair, actually, Hass has got a point. With your bludgeoning, great club, you'll
You can
probably
toll the dead still. I know it's a risk, but
I mean,
reckon
Haiss,
Kenku
just
start,
to-
like, if you
Just to
clear out
remind
this
you,
area here,
you've still got
that
that
will do
chain.
he's down anyway.
No, the you can spend an inspiration point at any time as a player.
There you go.
blackmail.
But no, I think Tim.
I'm just saying, Haiss, you still got that little chain.
Oh,
If you
me?
wanna use it.
On what?
Oh, just save yourself, save someone else.
Oh, I forgot. It's different in this, isn't it? It's not
It's
just like a point.
it's a DM favor.
I do feel like we need a favor, guys.
Probably.
Wipe out all the skeletons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to
as
use it?
Umbra's going down, just before he loses consciousness, he's going to pray to the god of surgeons. and
I thought his master, but yeah, okay. Whoever's in his,
I don't think Umbra's really religious, but he's going to be like, if there's anyone out there, then please
He's gonna pray.
save us. Yeah.
Okay. So Umbra, as he's dying,
Does
basically.
does that god hear him because Umbra's too quiet?
It's almost like him praying anyway, isn't it?
It's not necessarily a god. I've just given you a chain that does a thing.
I mean, Umbra doesn't know what's going on. To be honest, he'll just make a play using the chain. Yeah.
Okay. So you will the chain to aid you in some way against this fight. Okay.
Yep.
Arthur.
Yep.
I am using Spare the Dying on Gruzeel, stepping
Okay.
in front of him, and casting Word of Radiance. So both of these guys in front of me need to beat 13 on a Constitution save.
Save 13. Pretty sure my com's pretty shit with these. Oh no, actually. Yep. Okay.
How did they do?
One majorly fails, one succeeds.
Excellent. So they take not that 2 damage. Radiant damage though. It's radiant damage. It's that.
Radiant damage. I'm sorry. There's no vulnerability here.
What the hell?
So 2. Is it not +5? Oh wait, no. Sorry. I
Nope.
realised now. So
At
it's
least we know
2.
that now.
Okay, so it's 2 radiant damage, and then half damage for the one that passed.
I think it's nothing.
Okay, so
It's a
the
cantrip, so I doubt
one that
it, yeah.
failed got a
Yeah,
nat
nothing.
1, so I'm going to make it double because it was,
Thank you.
it was pretty poor luck there. Okay. Right. Umbra's chain, I'll get to it on his turn, actually.
Okay.
Get to it on your turn. Oh, actually, it is your turn. That works.
Ooh.
So in
Okay.
your... You will the chain to aid you just before you drop to the ground. As you drop to the ground, those that are not unconscious at the moment see a a small silvery chain with this rainbow, almost like inflection on the metal. Even though it's dark, you can really see this, and then it starts glowing. And then as it slams into the deck, it breaks and shatters into multiple tiny little chains. Then they stretch out into massive, long, anchor-like chains, and they wrap around the skeletons, all of them,
Nice.
Well,
and they
Whoa.
rip around them, and they start pulling them into suddenly a pocket dimension of nothing,
Ooh.
Whoa.
and they're gone.
Umbra
Holy
MVP,
shit.
man.
Damn.
So
Promote this
all
man immediately.
skeletons disappear.
holy
Their
shit.
equipment,
Wow.
their bodies, everything.
Wiped.
And the rest of the crew is left unharmed. Hey man, DM favors are good favors.
Yeah, man.
Can
Not
someone
bad.
resuscitate Umbra?
Yeah, Alwyn
Yeah.
has plenty of spell slots to give everyone who's down a cure
Want me to
wounds.
roll the D8, or do you want to roll the D8?
Well, you can roll. It doesn't matter because I'm assuming we'll try and get the long rest after this anyway, or a short rest. So
Kethra, you get
Um,
1. Umbra, you get 2.
He's back
And
up.
Gruzeel, you get 8.
Yeah.
So there's literally no skeletons left on deck, right? Because they were all taken away.
The only thing left is the skull of Captain Crenulus Crossbones, which is still hooked on Gruzeel's rapier.
Tim's gonna yell at anyone who will listen to get the most injured down to the med bay. Are there any
Yep.
lasting injuries?
Seemingly not. You think everybody will recover. It will take time, though. Kethra's pretty banged up. Umbra as well is pretty banged up. Gruzeel looks hurt, but probably recover faster.
Um,
I'm just going to go over
okay.
to
probably
Gruzeel.
kind of using the great sword as a support at the moment.
all right, Tim is ready to help anyone who needs it.
I think. Wait, what time? It's during the night still, isn't it?
Yeah, you're in the middle of the night.
I think,
There was a Alarias shift.
just need a bit of rest. I think.
I'm gonna take Crenulus' skull and just crush it to pieces.
I'm just going to let out a little gasp, like, huh?
Completely obliterate it, and then like
Wha-
pick up the dust and then put it overboard.
I mean, what happened? How? We seem to be very unscathed, considering.
Doward runs in at where the captain is. It's just like, oh, Captain, I tried to get close to you, I did, but then these skeletons, they popped up and they got on the way. But then all these chains came wrapping round, and then they went, they just disappeared.
Stop. That's okay. We'll discuss later.
Why, Captain? Why?
Oh, good work, everybody.
Well
You know.
done. Back to quarters.
Most of it is just like, they all just look confused.
I'll explain
Mainly.
that after a bit of rest, shall I?
Aye, Captain. Aye, Captain. Like the ones closer to you are really yep, yeah, Captain, yep.
For now, everyone back to bed.
I'm just going to...
Did the skull happily crush up, by the way? And
Oh yeah, you crush it fine. Turns
And
into
I
a
just-
lovely bone meal.
it's just
I'm just going to
dump it into
put
the
his hand
water.
up. and say, my chain is missing.
That was your doing, Umbra. You saved the crew.
Yes. A fortunate side effect.
I'm not gonna lie, I really underestimated you because that kind of power to wipe out all the skeletons.
I'm just gonna kind of be like,
Is that a one-time? That's a one-time thing, I assume.
can I discreetly look and see if what's happened with my chain? Is it
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just
gone.
gonna
You can't find it.
perhaps with some more experimentation. Not for now.
One trick pony. That's what you are, Umbra. One trick pony.
I'm a Kenku.
For that Umbra, you can. You sleep in the general quarters, Umbra.
I'd rather not.
Unacceptable.
Do you like to sleep with the dead? Is that it?
The Borg is where I feel most comfortable.
That's really not creepy, is it?
I'm just happy
go
to
in there
say
like
more.
candelabras and just like, you know.
I think everyone can picture exactly how the morgue would be based on.
Oh yeah.
Cuddling up with dead bodies.
No, he's very professional. It's professional.
No touching.
But whenever you're
Okay.
sleeping in the morgue, the prisoner is in the brig.
The prison I'm experimenting on.
Yes, whenever you're so Keth's going to say whenever you're sleeping in the morgue, the prisoner is in the brig.
Yeah, Umbra will nod.
Very well.
Makes sense.
Laris, you're technically still on shift.
Although
Oh, damn.
I will say I don't think the prisoners would be capable of escaping after what I was envisaging Umbra's done to him. So.
Oh god.
I don't even think I want to know what you've been
God.
doing.
God.
Unnecessary security.
Well, Kethra doesn't know that at the moment. So
Yeah, I think Umbra's not going to mention it. He's just going to know.
no, it's until we get down there in the morning or something.
If
What's
anyone
even
goes down
funnier
there,
is I don't even know.
I'll describe what's happened if anyone goes to.
I mean,
look
we're
at the
supposed to
prisoner.
technically me and Gruzeel and Alarias are supposed to
Yeah.
be doing checks on you.
Mm.
Granted, I think the first day
Supervising.
but I think like, on the first day we were busy with the crew and everything.
Been trying to sort out some
Yeah.
crew and stuff.
Yeah,
A
I
lot
mean,
of
whenever
things went by
someone
the
next comes-
wayside.
Yeah, I think your supervising stuff is probably going to continue, and we'll probably find out then.
Mhm.
I'm still on shift, so I could wander down, and have a little peek in.
Good, yeah.
Go ahead, Haiss. Describe
going
what he
there?
sees.
Yeah. He just
Yeah.
peeks through the door.
Okay. So if you peek through the door, you'll see there's a chair, like a rusted chair, and it's got restraints on it. And the guy's
Where
like strapped
did
in.
you get a rusted chair from?
I
Yeah,
don't
what the
ask.
hell?
He just has it. And
Just let the
like
man
the guy's
flow.
just there. I imagine like the top part of his head is just missing, and the brain is like exposed. Like metallic things just sticking out of like various bits, and they're kind of like wired up to each other, and like his eyes are kind of like clamped open like that. And he's also got his mouth like clamped open, and you see that at several sections along the body, like major parts of like the nervous system are exposed. And you can see Umbra's been like poking around and like trying to test like certain reactions, stuff like that. He doesn't. He's pretty much unresponsive, the prisoner, when you go in. I mean, yeah.
That's some Saw level shit, by the way.
Yeah.
He's he's doing the best he can.
Wow.
So he's gone
And
back
he
to
wanted
work after the fight.
volunteers.
Jesus.
He wants donations.
He
for
said
that shit.
donations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, no one's donating to that.
I'm going to Lou. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh man! And the thing is, I don't know. I'm curious how Kethra's going to react to something like once Alarias tells him that.
I mean, Alarias is going to just see that, kind of half puke in his mouth. He's gonna gag a bit, I just look at Umbra and say, "This is low, man. This is low."
I'm just going to say, he should be most honoured. His body will live on, immortalised by the knowledge we have gained from him.
What not? What?
What kind of knowledge are you getting from this?
The secrets of the human body.
I don't quite understand how that helps you get like a memory potion. Like I don't understand.
Well, the way I imagine it is Umbra needs a way to. He's like figuring. He's basically doing like kind of brain surgery. So he's like stimulating different parts of the brain and the nervous system, and seeing like what reacts in response to certain stimuli. So he's going to try and stimulate like a memory recall, see what happens in the brain. He hasn't got an EEG, so he has to resort to cruder methods. So he has to open stuff up and like poke around and have a look. Hey, you guys are one of the memory potions.
I mean, it makes sense because what he's basically doing experimentation-wise is he's looking for physical way to achieve the result, and then he's going to look for a chemical way to achieve the result.
Yep.
I mean, I suppose they've not mapped the brain yet. I guess so that's what he's trying to do is figure out where memories.
Yeah,
are
essentially.
stored. Like the process of elimination. Like, nope, that's the toes.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yeah. Like if Alarias pokes one of the needles, probably the guy will do something. Which like he might lift his arm or something. That's
not that bit.
No, Alarias isn't going to touch it.
Oh my word!
He'll be like,
oh god!
Look at this bit.
Have you got mage?
Yeah.
If Gruzeel ever goes in, he's probably going to like flick one of the needles just to see what happens. Just like go ting.
I'll let Arthur put like a response that the man will do.
If you flick it, hold on. Let's do it that way. Suddenly see is just the reflex in the knee. His entire leg just spazzes out suddenly.
Jesus.
Very fascinating.
I hope all of this is going to be worth it, Umbra.
It will be. I'm very certain now that good progress has been made.
I mean, you really don't hold back, do you? There's nothing that phases you.
I'm just gonna like cock his head, like confused, and be like, what would faze me?
Any morals or?
I think we all know the answer to that.
I was gonna say, do you even have to ask that question?
Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar with that phrase. Could you elaborate, perhaps?
No, I'll try. I'll let you figure it out.
He's gonna continue with his work.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk away. That's a horror show.
It's pretty horrific. I mean, I thought Clockwork Orange was bad enough. This stuff's just an extra level. Oh.
It's for a good cause, guys. It's for a memory token.
Well, we'll see, I suppose.
So if we can sell it,
Yeah,
that's the only thing redeeming this is that if we can sell it.
Yeah, we'll probably never need to really worry about money if we had an actual genuine amnesia curer.
Well, I think it's up to Arthur, I guess, but I reckon Umbra's probably close to making some rolls to put together some stuff.
He doesn't look.
Could you all move your tokens where you're generally going to be over weeks, kind of thing? Assumedly, mainly I'm talking to Umbra, who I reckon will be in the morgue.
Yep.
I see.
For the week.
Should I move it for you?
Yeah, please.
I mean, I would imagine
in the coming week, just like general where your sleeping arrangements are, and then if I say you're on watch, just maneuver yourself.
So I would imagine Gruzeel would be sort of spending half of his time on deck and half of his time in taking stock. We'll probably spend the morning taking stock. I reckon. Yep. Just to make sure what the levels are all okay. He'll sleep obviously in his quarters, and when he's on watch, He'll again be on the top deck, where he is sort of standing now. Because again, his thing is to make sure the deckhands are doing what they're supposed to be doing, making sure all that stuff's running smoothly.
Yep.
So that's probably what
Makes
he's going
sense.
to be doing.
Captain, what are you doing?
The captainly duties, mainly on deck, just commanding the ship, plotting the courses where we're going to go,
Course.
make sure we're on the way to
Speaking of,
Tortle
course.
Island.
if we go to the map quickly, could I have a drawn line of your plotted course?
You can,
Straight? Are you going round?
if
Armory.
we see the map.
Oh, wait, sorry, I thing. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, so here's the map. Here's us. Rough, the very rough. It's gonna be like that.
Okay, so you're still giving a bit of a wide berth to the center circle,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going.
I'm assuming Alwyn will give some guidance to that as well, and generally.
Yeah,
to the
he'll.
circle.
So from Alwyn's perspective, just nobody comes out of there. You go in, nobody's come out.
Yeah, so it's a fair
Only
bet.
ever. He's probably only heard of one sailor that's told the tale of the fact that he's been through and out, but he's blind in both eyes, so that's ridiculous. That's no-eyed Bill.
Did we meet?
No idea.
Yeah, that's the guy I
we've
met who
met.
just kept talking about
Yeah.
random shit.
Yeah, we've met No-Eyed Bill.
You've
Yeah.
actually never met No-eyed Bill. You've met a crew member of No-eyed Bill.
Oh, I see.
He
Oh,
was
that's it.
part of No-eyed Bill's crew, but you've never met No-eyed Bill.
Hmm.
Trust me, you'll know when you meet No-eyed Bill.
Yeah, so that's the route at least.
Okay,
Rough route.
cool.
And we've got a mandate for if we see any islands nearby, or if Alwyn knows of any islands on that route, then we can divert to
Mm.
as well for resources ourselves, or if they.
So you're a bit further. Alarias, assumingly you're just getting on with your duties.
Staying away from Berry.
Staying away from Berry, getting on with your duties. Fair enough. Umbra in the morgue.
Yep.
Yep. Tim,
Mm-hmm.
are you doing anything in particular in your week?
Mostly hanging out in the infirmary. I assume I don't get too many visitors.
Well, you will have checkups for Kethra and Gruzeel and
Cool.
Umbra.
Umbra
Well, I suppose Umbra
to
wouldn't
make sure they're not.
Umbra could probably treat himself.
I think Tim would refuse to treat Umbra anyway.
Okay, so Umbra's in the morgue treating himself.
Do I need
I would also need to
near the
keep.
morgue?
Sorry, yeah, we'll start with Tim first. Tim, go ahead.
Oh, I honestly forgot what I was going to say. Preserving the body.
Yeah, making sure Bloodbeard
Keep it filled up with fresh booze.
Okay, checking on the body.
Bloodbeard
Great.
à l'orange.
Umbra, what were you going to say?
Do any of the crew come near the morgue?
No.
Been told not to. It's gonna be one guy that's gonna get dared to go down.
And even if they
Have-
did, I think they'd see, the needle face, and just like, nah, just back straight out. What's that guy's name called? In that,
Would
in the
there?
film?
How much of a discussion between the officers would we have had about Umbra's morgue?
I think
I'd state to the captain what happened when I went down and saw him.
Hope you passed on that he's working hard. On
Yeah,
the
I'd give you the
memory potion.
visuals of the needles and the open body parts and the brain sticking out, and
Alarias is a well-read man. He can give you a very descriptive
yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
At this point, I don't think anything can surprise me anymore.
It's inhumane.
Yeah.
I know he's fleet, and I know what he's part of what he's done to to the world, but that's some next level shit.
I mean, should we stop him?
I mean, there isn't another way for him to go though. He'd need equipment to do it properly, and that will cost money, which we don't really have.
The bottom line is we do need this memory potion. Because if it works, then that's money that we can just print.
I guess what we should probably do is decide where that line is. I mean, it seems to be quite far in the distance, but I think we should probably figure out if how much is too much. I mean, it's pretty bad already.
I
Yes,
think-
I think you overstepped his line long ago.
I think for a fleet man, there's probably no limit.
Ah. Okay. So I guess as long as he doesn't do it to anyone who's not fleet,
Crew's off limits, for sure.
that's fair. But like, say, I don't know, found a homeless person and decided to go all, porcupine on them. I mean, that's fine.
Gruzeel, we discussed it. We're not bad people.
But
the
it does
fleet.
depend on race.
The f-
There's a certain homeless race.
no. Alarias, no.
Oh, okay.
We're not. Apart from you, none of us are racist here.
Sometimes.
But if they're a fleet, or if they are a direct enemy of us the crew, then I think there is no limit. If they are a prisoner who has, say, one of the crew does something wrong and we put them in the brig, that does not give Umbra an excuse to experiment on them. If we come across a homeless person, we're obviously not going to do that because that's completely inhumane. What has the homeless person done? Apart from if they've turned out they've done bad things, then straight to the experiment seat, I suppose.
I suppose it acts as a good deterrent to the crew as well.
We don't want to rule by fear, per se.
Well, I know, but
Can be a powerful motivator.
if necessary.
It's we can. It's
If we allow him to
it's not
continue,
a
Umbra will rule with
demotivator.
fear.
It's not a demotivator. Let's call it a motivator. They're doing such a good job. You don't have to work with Umbra.
Fair enough.
I think. And we probably need to have Umbra as a way to work with us somehow. Maybe rota him with one of the crew, and he does some of the crew jobs.
I don't really think that's a good idea. I mean,
Umbra is not socially equipped to handle anything, and so we need him to be able to be at least. Come on.
But we don't want him to accident. Well, I say accident. We don't want part of the crew to accidentally drink something. I mean, like Tim here.
Well, we already have the
It
rules.
was no accident. He made me. I was misled.
We
don't want him to see
we have the rules in place that it needs to be signed off by myself and you, Gruzeel, and informed consent needs to be given to the person as well. So we have a lot of fail safes in place. Plus, Umbra will not be doing his tasks while working with the crew member. He'll be doing the crew member's task.
I mean,
say we partner him with one of the riggers. He'll be part on the rigging, doing the rigging work with that person.
Is it not just better to have him focus on his tasks and get it over and done with?
For now, but in the future, he can't be in the morgue forever. He's got to be actual working part of the crew, and we can't have him be just Umbra. We need him to speak normally at a normal volume, so we can actually hear him speak at any given time.
I mean, that could just be how Kenku speak. I haven't really met any others.
What do you mean? He wasn't whispering when he was giving out fake commands to the people on the prison.
But then he was
Yeah,
copying a
That
voice.
wasn't his voice.
But
Well,
so he
there you go,
can
copy.
then he can copy his own voice louder.
So he has to keep concentrating on like projecting his voice.
I don't know if it works like that.
That'd be funny.
We need
That would go good.
we need Umbra to at least be a sociable member of this crew.
I
To
mean,
an
someone's gonna have
extent.
to teach it to him.
And having him being part of the crew normally can help us, because when we're out in the ship, we're gonna need to rely on Umbra. And as much as he's proven some combat prowess, do any of you properly trust him?
No! He's proven to be a traitor, nothing more!
That's one no.
Wow.
Gruzeel, do you truly trust Umbra to have your back in a combat?
I mean, you know, he
That
saved us
doesn't-
from all those he saved us from all those skeletons.
But
Oh yeah, but
He
Zora
did
trust.
nothing!
do you trust him to be reliably like Claire?
I mean, he lost the chain, I suppose.
I mean,
He takes claim of this one thing!
for all we know, he just did it to save his own skin, not to save us. I mean, we want everyone on this crew to fight for each other instead of themselves. Is that not what we
did
want
say.
to become?
He did say saving us was a side effect.
Exactly.
At least we can respect his honesty!
Yeah, there is that.
But like, if we can work with him to be part of the crew and actually feel part of the crew, not just some ostracized person that just lives in the morgue. Well, how rewarding would it be to be able to see him actually sleep in the crew quarters?
Not at all! I need an extra lock!
Just like the flashbacks of his beak coming under the door.
Yeah. I mean, if he's wearing that beak, he can't trust him.
And maybe over time, maybe he will lose the mask. Who knows? But we won't get that until he actually becomes part of the crew and actually becomes normal to an extent, whatever normal is on this ship. You know?
I mean, I guess so.
I mean, for now, let's keep him focused on getting this potion done. Because once it's done, we can fix you, Alarias, get your memories sorted, and whoever else needs it. And from there, we'll maybe once he's made it once and it works, he doesn't need to experiment anymore, does he? So he can focus on other things.
I'll probably go back to that.
Yes, and I'm sure those other things won't involve further experimentation.
Sometimes I think he just does it for fun.
Yes!
Yeah, maybe he gets off on it. He does like sleeping with the dead, so.
And he always cackles while he's doing it! I can hear him!
It's an important part of the experimentation process.
But you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, you got a point.
I mean, we can try, I suppose, under heavy supervision.
Like we have to make it so that he'll be on the top deck, in pure sight of almost the majority of the crew and us, me predominantly on the top of the deck, on top deck as well. Like, he's not going to do anything bad in sight of everyone else when I can shoot him up the arse and he'll be dead. And he claims he can't swim either, so he'll be off into the water.
Yes, a fine thought.
There is always that.
So he won't be able to get into trouble in that way. But
Right.
we'll let him finish the potion. We'll discuss this properly once that's all sorted. But I think it's worth thinking on the back of your minds, if you find a crew member that would be amenable to working with Umbra, then that would be ideal.
Okay. I haven't found anybody yet, but
It may
You know.
take time, but we'll work on it.
I think of all the people I've...
Got to be someone that just doesn't care.
Or is it too caring?
Could you be hilarious if the lazy guy, we put lazy guy with him?
No.
Elena would do it, right?
Elena would kill him.
Elena
Yeah.
would kill.
The
She
idea.
wouldn't take any shit. You need someone that's a little bit chill, but a little bit
Mm.
more headstrong than Umbra to say, no,
Mm.
come on, let's do this instead.
I don't think, yeah. Well, I
So
don't
he
think
needs a buddy.
Was it the tree trunk dude, whatever his name was?
Tree lifter, the Goliath that
lifter.
wants a big hammer.
Yeah, he could. He takes no shit.
I guess, but
Mm.
I don't really know enough about him to know whether he'd be able to...
Over weeks and weeks and weeks of sailing with him, I'm sure you would.
Depends. Like, would he be outwitted by Umbra? Like, if he's just like basically a colossus, like he'll be easily outwitted by Umbra.
But he'll also probably ask a lot of questions, and Umbra would have to try and think of the answers. And by then,
But then he could give up some bullshit.
Yeah, it could be really
the
gullible.
thing is,
He
it's a
doesn't strike me
delay.
as a high insight on that one.
Questions are a delay tactic to get to the point where if he's around enough people, everyone else will be like, "Shut up, Umbra," or
I would imagine,
or get one
I
of
would
the
imagine-
officers to have
Yeah.
a quiet word. You know?
I would more imagine at the beginning it'd be one of the officers, the people who know him, that would start that transition. I would reckon. I don't think he'd be allowed on the.
He's
I don't think he'd be allowed with the crew until after he's at least passed like the preliminaries with one of us.
Well,
I think.
he's always going to be out on expeditions with us. He's never going to
Yeah.
be allowed to be left on the ship with the crew.
Yeah.
I think that's for all time. No matter how much we trust him, he's never going to be allowed to be left on the ship with the crew.
Long run, he's got that weird brain in his bag. Like that's just got a brain in your bag. Can't trust you.
It's Yeah.
Alarias,
Hmm.
could you roll a wisdom saving throw, and could you also roll a perception check for when you went into Umbra's
no.
quarter area?
Yeah. Fuck. Completely missed that.
Do we ever get to roll? Do we know when we're going to roll for a long rest?
I'll tell you.
Not yet.
I've taken away 7 days of food and water. In the meantime.
Okay, well that's done in preparation. Hasn't been 7 days yet. So
That's 9 for the wisdom saving and 11 for perception.
Spry.
yeah, you see exactly what you saw before.
Shit.
Question about with daily duties and stuff. As you guys were injured and such, will you be spending more time in the infirmary, or will you try to do more of your jobs and kind of soldier on?
Soldier on.
I would probably get healed up by do my daily checkups. I think with Tim, until I'm at full.
Excellent.
So Tim, you'll notice the captain's kind of like not coming to her daily checks, and she really should.
After a few short rests, I can get second wind to
Avoiding me.
That's not how Tim feels. Tim as a medical professional.
Well, the captain's clearly scared of doctors. Like,
Or
clearly
needles.
it's
Perhaps.
common.
try
Okay.
it.
I must
So
say,
you guys,
you're much nicer than the previous doctor I had on a ship.
so as you guys get on with your daily stuff and everything, Captain, while you're walking around on deck, Slayer comes up to you at one point and goes,
Mhm.
"Right, well, been a bit of a messy few days, and
So that
it's
again.
all very odd. What are we doing exactly?"
So we are on our way to Bosti.
Right, great.
to-
I understand about the whole funeral thing for
Mhm.
Brenimir, dear friend of mine, absolutely important. But I just have this inkling worry. There is a rather dangerous thing to quite a lot of life on this this little world of ours, with demons and other such issues. Because what I found on Kenshima was not pretty, and I'm just as you're my current captain, and well, I'd never kept him before this, so I'm trying my best to communicate.
Mhm.
I just think perhaps if we could work it into the schedule, I would really like to go to Kenshima again, because there's a lot of stuff I still didn't quite figure out yet, and uh, there's some demon captains possibly involved, possibly working with the fleet, and I'm a little bit worried. And he's starting to mutter on and on and on and on. You can see he's like really anxious about this entire process.
Slayer, come to my
Right,
come to my office, and we'll
right,
discuss
yes,
this.
yes, of course.
So Slayer,
Where is Ken?
Kenshima's far right.
Far right.
So
And he scroll.
Oh,
Uh,
that.
yeah, it's not even spelled properly on the map.
No, I over inked.
Fine.
It went
Blame on
terribly.
Bloodbeard. Fine.
Yeah, it's bloody handwriting.
So before Bloodbeard died, he told me about the fleet trying to gather up the artifacts of power in Flood, and
Oh, right, so you know. Great.
I know.
Great. That's wonderful.
I know.
So you can see how dangerous it is.
Yes, and you might not be aware, but Bloodbeard was able to get Crossbones' sword.
Great. That's
But
brilliant.
you see down there, Bloodbeard's dead, right?
Well,
Yeah.
so
He was killed.
it's on the other.
He was
Oh,
killed. Yeah.
shit.
And
Fuck.
you remember
Right.
Sora, right? Green hair from Kenshima himself. You know.
Yeah, had a funny feeling about that fella.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got the sword now,
All right.
and he's
And-
kind of a puppet of the Commodore. You know.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that's where we're at.
Right. That's not
So-
good.
It's not great, but this is
No.
where us getting to the wreckage is going to be great, because then we can at least tell the council, and then we can at least get a better lead on an artifact. And we
Right.
can
Well,
try and hunt that down.
I was looking for Branimir as well, and I'm truly think that maybe I think Kenshima might hold one, possibly. And there was a lot of demon essence magic around there, and I don't know how long we've got until they try to go for it. And I did my research, I did my time. It's just I want Branimir to get the funeral he deserves, of course, but very worried about the whole time schedule thing, especially when Puik is involved, because she's a bitch and she's snaky and slithery and awful, and I don't really want to know if I get there and she's beating me to it. Fucking bitch. Sorry, Captain. I'm just a little bit tightly wound. Moment.
It's okay. It's a stressful time. I know.
Uh-huh.
Look, looking at the map, Kenshima's a long way out of our way. No matter what we look at it, it's the other side of the center circle, and we've got to get. Look, Bosti is the first place we've got to get to first.
Oh, yeah. Of course, Captain.
Because that's
I'm
where
following
we
your
can...
orders, of course. I just want to make you
look,
aware.
I'm happy for the discussion. Just, we got to head to Bosti first, because from there we've either got a direct shot to Kenshima or to the wreckage. But from the wreckage, we've got a good shot at if Kenshima doesn't have an artifact, or if we are too late to Kenshima, then we can get a bead on another artifact to get there next. So I think I like to double our odds, you know? So we got a bead on one artifact. Let's get a bead on 2, and then make our way over. So it may be that there's an artifact on the way to consumer, and then we're sold.
Maybe if look, if you know about what's going on, like what's really going on, then great, because I am not ready to fight this kind of thing by myself.
No, mate. we barely killed a few skeletons the other night.
Yeah, that was weird.
Was he on the deck with us on at that point?
He was part of the crew.
You know, they were. They surprised me a little bit. Never seen something come from like one skeleton and then turn into months. You know, I
Yeah,
really
I
thought
feel
we
that.
had him, like the big one. The big one we
Yeah.
thought we had, but then
I think that specific threat is kind of gone for now. But it's not out of the realms of possibilities that other threats like that can happen. And I mean, we've only got a few weapons on our ship on the ship at the moment. We need to really arm up. We've barely got enough weapons to arm up the crew. We really
I don't
need
know
to
if you
arm up
remember,
and get
but
ready.
I'm somewhat familiar with certain arts. If you want me to like see if I can put like a protective glyph on this ship, I could spend my time doing that. But obviously, I got to shift my other duties.
What kind of glyphs are you offering?
Well, you know, I mainly will be warned if anything's climbing on board that we don't already know about, there's one I learned from an old witch. Oh, she was heg, absolute heg. And
Aren't they all?
y- I know what you mean. But it was protective, like a little bit of extra defense, taking some damage of some sort. There was another one. This one would take me a while though, but once I do it, it'll last a long time. Uh, I can stop the ship uh, burning up so much, or like taking so much fire, setting fire to sails and that kind of thing. It's a real problem. So I can just maybe stave that off a little bit. It's it'll take time, but
I mean,
to
how
do
long
it.
do these last? These forever, or are they?
Well, that one is forever, but it takes a bloody long time to do. Like I'll be out for maybe a couple months.
I mean, all we got is time on this ship. It's
Well,
gonna
I
take
just
a few months to get to Boston. So,
I mean, I used to be
what's your
my own
duties at the
captain
moment,
of
Slayer?
mine. Well, whatever Gruzeel kind of tells me to do, and whatever the guy next to me is doing looks like he needs help, I'll do that. I used to just kind of have a little boat and a sail, and that was pretty much it for me before. So big ship is a lot more stuff.
Well, I mean, that fire ward sounds mighty good there, Slayer.
Oh yeah,
What
it's
do
a lot of stuff. It'll take me some time. Do you have a problem with the blood magic at all, or negative things? I just have to ask because
you haven't met Umbra, have you?
no, not properly. Weird,
It's fine.
weird pointy fella, right?
Yeah. It's
Right,
fine.
right.
Just I would say try not to make it too obvious to the crew. You know the door on the other side of the armory.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I saw it when we barged in there to get weapons out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do some blood magic, do it that side so that it's not so plain obvious of the crew. Just don't want to spook them,
All right, I'll probably have to do a few lifts on like some of the outside of the ship though. But
Yeah.
I could do it at night.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for you, Slayer.
Whose blood? That's the other question. Who's need to get away with not?
Oh,
using
don't worry. I only use we of my order. That is, only ever use our own blood. Is all our power comes from our own stuff. So don't worry about that.
So yeah, that's it. Feel free to, Slayer. I'll let Gruzeel know that you're on a special task to fireproof the ship, and he'll understand.
Okay, great. Lovely. Glad I can actually properly help rather than just try to do something that the guy next to me can do far better.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any other thoughts, feel free. I mean, it's a discussion, Slayer. There's no actual
You
proper.
are a very approachable captain. Do you know that? Very
There's-
You only
approachable.
do one
It's really nice. Brennemere was not approachable at all.
Can you
Terrible.
only do one enchantment at a time?
I assume so.
Going to take him. It basically what he's doing is essentially he is creating a glyph / a magic item in that sense. So he's putting in the work and the hours and the
Mm-hmm.
blood and the gold and all that kind of thing. So he'll only be able to do one in
Right.
a very long span of time.
But but he couldn't do that and then put another one on and stack them.
If he has enough time, he might be able to.
Okay, so it wouldn't like cancel the other one out. So if he did the fire,
Yeah. What
and then he did the sensing one or
Warning,
the,
warning.
basically if he tried to put like essentially what he's giving you is resistance
Mhm.
on the ship, but if he tried to put another resistance on, it would probably overwrite the previous resistance.
So as long as they're different types of stuff.
Yeah.
There's
So basically one is like like the alert thing, but the other is essentially temporary hit points for the ship, and
Gotcha.
then the other thing he offered was resistance to.
Fire.
He said fire damage, but you could have other types of damage if you recommend
I
it to
think
him.
fire is the most prevalent
Fire makes the most sense, I think.
on that shit.
Pretty much
Sure.
why he mentioned it.
Yeah. I think fire for now works, and then
I bet you. I'm surprised we didn't cause more damage with Umbra's little firebolt.
in between Bosti and the wreckage, or Bosti and Henchima or whatever, then we'll see what you can do about the ward. But yeah, the Bosti, the fire resistance works probably.
I think with the
But yeah, Slayer, if there's anything else you think you can provide for the ship, feel free to go to Gruzeel or myself. And if we want to make sure that you guys are most effective, and if you're the most effective putting this ward on air, then that's what it is.
great. I'll start working on that right away. I've got to go through my notes just to make sure I got everything covered. But yeah, great. And he sort of begins walking out the door. This basically means that Slayer is unusable, pretty much, for actions for until you get to Bosti.
That's fine. We got
That's-
months on months.
Yeah, that's fine. We can still. Yeah, that's fine. It means we're only 2 actions, not 3.
And then Alarias on.
Oh no, sorry, we can do 3. Sorry, I'm that wrong.
Yeah, you can still do 3 actions. You're still fine.
Less than 20.
You've only lost 1 crew essentially.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Alarias, you are met by the simply clothed, very golden locks of hair, golden eyes. This is the one who was particularly fast talking to Gruzeel. This was Hark Synthis. And he comes up to you and says, Gruzeel told me you might be able to send a message for me.
I may be able to. Where is this message going to?
I am part of the Temple of the Elemental Soul. It is in Merikal. I was sent on call it a mission, but I have not been able to send word back. I was wondering if you could do it for me, just to tell them that I am alive.
Yeah, I mean, I could give it a go.
He said something about sending or magical means.
I mean, out of character, I'm not really sure how I'd do that.
Do you have like the spell sending or anything along those lines?
No, I've only
Message
got
and sending would be-
message.
But message isn't long enough.
Messages and
Yeah,
30 feet.
so-
So you
yeah.
basically don't essentially.
You can always look into it.
What is sending? Is it a cantrip?
No, sending
No.
is a spell. You get 25 words and you can send it to anyone on the same plane of existence, as long as you're familiar with them.
Depends if we level up. I'll say at this present time, I won't be able to send that message long distance.
I understand. Perhaps as the Boswain, you could look out for some parchment.
Suppose you don't have any.
You have some spare. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we have any means of sending that letter, but it would be most appreciated.
When we get to Bosty, I'm sure there's a
Yeah.
postal system.
Yeah, we could
I
find
assume
something in
there's a world
Bosty.
mail system. Is there a world mail system?
Gruzeel definitely doesn't know.
Gruzeel wouldn't know, but Alarias.
Kethra, no.
Alarias
So
would know.
you have a thing, Alarias, that Bloodbeard gave you, and essentially it sort of looks a bit like a paperclip
Yeah.
or a bookmark. Now, this only went back to Bloodbeard, essentially, but others have used such a thing to go to other such corporations or operations to teleport a letter to the place of its address.
So could I alter it to change the destination?
So essentially, this is the same work as like a teleportation circle. If you know the teleportation circle
Yeah.
symbols and everything, then you can do it.
Question is, does he?
How do you spell the location? Miracle.
It's Medical. It's Mericale. That's the island or the
Okay.
country, whatever you want to call it. But the temple is in the mountain. I am aware we have a teleportation circle, like being of your magic might know about, but I do not know the cliff myself.
That's not much help to me.
I apologize. I
What,
am much more field work.
what race is this guy?
So you can tell he's angelic. He's an ASMR.
What's an ASMR?
So it's like a celestial.
It's what
Ascendant.
Variel was.
Oh.
It's what Variel was, but he's
Oh.
a lot more golden and nice looking.
Hmm. Okay, he respects me a bit. If I can get the glyphs or the teleportation circle, if I can see them in person, I might be able to get a message there. Leave with me. I'll take a look into it,
Thank you. I will.
and I'll get you some parchment so you can write it down.
Thank you. That is very kind. And he do you give him the parchment and ink now, or do you want to pass it to him later?
I'll pass it to him later. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So he'll walk away and then give that to him later. So the other thing that happens is the big Goliath guy comes to Gruzeel, taps you on the shoulder. Need that hammer. Trident doesn't work. Tried to swing it. Not good.
So have we been to an island yet? We haven't. We've only been on the ship. We haven't,
I'm aware. I wasn't done.
Oh,
I've heard there's
stop talking.
a creature thing at the lower decks. I don't know what he's doing, but someone said something about experiments or whatever. Can he make one?
Huh.
I'll be honest. If he could, I don't think you'd want to use it.
Why?
He kind of likes experimenting on people.
Are these
So-
people unworthy?
I don't really think anybody is worth that, as far as Umbra's concerned.
Sees a challenge.
Oh,
I like challenges.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure you've heard the rules that we went through.
I'm aware.
I wouldn't advise it.
Pity. Let me know when you do.
Okay.
Turns around, walks away.
What a strange fellow.
You see, like, as he's going off to do things, like, every time you see him working, he's putting all his effort in when he really doesn't need to. He's a really hard worker.
Seems like a nice guy.
He just needs to be better utilized, I think. But it's just, yeah, he'll be good for like in instances when people do board the ship and what have you. He's a good defender of the ship.
So over the week, as days go on, you notice that as a couple more days go on, you notice that Archer and Elena are getting very close and talkative as they're kind of lumped together in their mate to Master of Arms status. They're talking about the ballistas and how they work and how they'd best, how perhaps there could be enhancements maybe or anything along those lines, and how to best work them with two crew. Tiberius slaves away in the kitchen with Tiff, absolutely failing miserably and trying their best. But he just, at some point, Gruzeel comes up to him and is just like, Gruzeel, I am very happy to be here, of course. But the blue thing, the blue little one, he is fast and unsavory, and I cannot keep up with him. Perhaps I am better use somewhere else. Surely.
Well, Tiberius, that depends.
On what?
If you're willing to work as a deckhand.
I am willing to do anything.
Well, you have one more chance. But if you do fail, you may have to work elsewhere. I hear Umbra needs help in the morgue.
His eyes kind of widen for a second, and then he looks at you and kind of looks over to the stairs that go down. And he looks back at you and he goes, I have heard enough a tale from the lower decks. Yes, I am going to work as hard as I possibly can. Anything you need, let me know.
Oh, thank you, Tiberius. I just need you to pull your weight. That's all.
Of course. Tiberius can pull the weight of 10 men.
That's tree lifter.
Yeah. Yeah, we have him for that.
Point tree lifter. I reckon I could fare my way. Couldn't I, old tree boy? Ha! Nothing.
Well, the proof will be in the pudding. Yes.
Of course. I'll get to work right away. And he literally, like, you see him working as hard as possible on rope, and he's almost doing it wrong, and the deckhand next to him sort of corrects him, and he's like, ha! Starts doing it correctly as fast as he can. Okay.
Yeah. Diff will do that to you.
Now,
Mm.
I'll move your ship. When you get to here, this is just
my-
before,
God.
just before you get to the end of the long rest.
Of course.
You see an island nearer the center circle that you didn't, just a bit further the way out, but it is on your course. You just have to get a lot closer to the center circle to get there.
Do it.
How close is close?
So it's about here.
Halfway.
Let's do it.
I mean, it wouldn't take us technically too far out of our way, sort of thing, I guess.
I mean,
If
I'm not
anything,
gonna-
it'll speed up your journey.
Yeah.
It saves us. I mean, we're only doing that line as a precaution, but I mean,
I reckon we go for it.
Let's discuss going to an island first.
Alwyn on
Yeah.
the helm will suggest not to go too close to the center circle.
Yeah.
We'll go
Does
on the west
anyone-
side of the island.
Does anyone? We would open like an open thing to see if anyone knows of this island, since it's not on the map. If anyone's been there. See what
Alwyn,
Do you want
information we
to
can
pulse
get.
so I can draw across
I
the
was
map?
yeah, it's right here. So Alwyn's seen it before, but never been there because it's too close to the center circle for him. And none of the others have been there before, nor properly seen it.
Does it act like a plug hole where it's kind of like the water around it,
Maelstrom.
the current goes towards it? So it's not like if the closer we get, we'd get sucked in accidentally. Because I figured like as long as we don't pass that circle threshold, we're fine. In a sense.
Isn't that
But there's not like
isn't in my mind the center circle is like a black hole. Well, that line is the event horizon of the black hole.
So the center circle is essentially this just ever constant storm. And essentially you've got cloud and rain, and you can see it looks like it could be a massive maelstrom, but it's so thick black cloud, mist, lightning, and storm. You can't really see properly what's in there, but it's just this cylinder of
so
wrath.
Like King Kong, if you've seen it. It's like
Yes.
storm on the island.
Yes.
we wouldn't like get sucked in by getting too close, basically.
You don't know.
Get ripped apart.
What is it known for that then? Shall we say? Is it known for being? Because I imagine the sea would be rougher, but it wouldn't.
No one knows.
All people know is that
Yeah.
when you go in, you don't
No,
come
I
out.
understand that. I'm talking about the getting closer to it. So, for
Nobody's-
example, when we
Not
get
many people are willing to get close to it.
all right,
Let's do it.
Not that you'd know of.
yeah. I mean,
It can't be like a
we're
big
discussing it.
whirlpool. Like, where would the water be going? It doesn't make sense. I reckon it's
The
fine.
other side of the whole world is water. The rest of the world is water.
Oh, I feel like this is like a really creepy small part of the world.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
side
going
note: the
anywhere.
suns don't even go correctly in like physics. So just saying.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
let's do
we'll head towards there. If it starts getting really bad, we probably won't. But we'll go as far as we can get till
Okay.
otherwise.
Good.
it. Well, we'll mend course.
Good.
What I'm also going to do is I'm going to instruct some deckhands to repair some of the ship because we took a bit of damage as well a while back.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So, Doward, like when you suggest this, is just like, oh, I can do that for you, sir. No
Fantastic.
worries about that at all.
It took like 20 HP of damage. Just putting it back up.
Oh, yeah, I can get that fixed for you in an hour.
Go for it.
And he goes and does that.
You don't know if you saw my message, but I'm putting my scimitar into the armory. I'm creating a section for it.
Okay.
At the moment, all I've got is trident and scimitar. That's all I've got because I've got a separate thing for harpoon.
Okay.
which we have
Cool.
12 of.
Fair enough.
That's the new course.
So I don't know if we need anything else. If there's anything else in there that I need to know of.
No, the fishing rods, the harpoons, and the tridents. There were like 3 tridents, I think.
3 tridents. Times
Can't
3
remember.
It was from the
fishing rods. How many fishing rods do we have?
He had 6 fishing rods.
Times 6. I got 1 scimitar, which is mine. 3 tridents. I've got 12 harpoons already. Cool. All right, that's fine. Not a problem.
So,
So we know.
That's
who's at the helm?
It'll be Alwyn or me, generally.
Which one do you want to be?
Be me.
Okay.
So I can make the
Roll.
decisions.
Roll a dexterity with proficiency.
Uh, 21.
1. Okay, as you get towards this island, you begin to see, or as you're making your heading for the island, you can sort of see into the distance that it's a very tropical island. Even as you inch closer, you notice as you're controlling the ship, and you haven't noticed this before, but you notice now the way you're having to handle it. Being that question, waves are going towards the circle, not the island.
Even on the island itself.
even as you are going towards the island itself, they're going towards the circle, not the island. On another note, you'll get your long rest.
Yeah.
Great.
Sweet.
Pressing that long rest button.
Yeah.
Confirm. Boom. And level up.
8 hit points.
Cool. So how close are we now? to
Okay,
the
so
islands?
basically,
Do I take so that's the 7 days then I can take.
that's the 7 days you can take.
Cool.
So what did we say? So that was about there. So that's going to be basically the week and a half.
Are the waves getting bigger?
They're not getting bigger,
Are they getting
They're
harder
just-
to like?
but you're getting
continuously
it's
facing into the storm.
they continue to fall towards the storm, and it's definitely a faster current, but they're not bigger. But you get towards the island. It's a very tropical looking island. Palm trees, beach, mountainous forests. Very large island, actually. Like, you definitely got a lot of space here. What do you guys like to do?
Explore.
Get some
coconuts.
coconuts.
trees.
Okay, so you weigh anchor comfortably.
Yeah, gives us what we need.
And our
On your
usual,
longbow. Who
usual
is
pledge.
going to the island?
I think us 5 for sure.
Yeah, Tim will go.
Yep.
Let's take
Might
Tree
need-
Lifter
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
as well.
Yeah.
Taking tree lifter?
Yeah. That's
You
fine.
can
Tree
carry all
lifter.
the shit back.
Anyone else?
Worth
Umbra will
taking.
go. This is like a weird island, isn't it? So he's going to be interested in maybe finding some weird specimens.
Yeah, it looks like exotic.
I wonder if it's worth taking Hark, Synthis, the Asuma
Sure.
as well.
Why not?
How big is this? You said it was really big.
It looks like quite a large island, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. So Tree
Yeah,
Lifter,
I'll take it.
Archer, Hark, this is the crew that we take.
We're taking Archer as well, are we?
Yeah. Why not?
I would have kept him there because he can. He's the only one that can use the guns. So, because he's. Well, Elena's. Yeah, but he's the one that.
She can command. Everyone, I think all the crew are trained to use the stuff. It's just who gives the commands to do so,
Yeah.
and who sets up the proper way. So it might be like disadvantage potentially, but there's still
Yeah,
like.
I don't know. I just feel more comfortable Archer because he's the gunner essentially. Would be better served on the ship than he is because he hasn't got a bow yet, so he's pretty much useless to
We
us.
might find a bow.
We might find a bow and then we can
You
bring
never
it back
know.
to him. But at least Tree Lifter's probably better off with his hands.
But I think we need 3 crew on top of us. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Or do you
I
want
double
Alwyn
check
instead?
Be nice to have
Yeah.
another magic user.
I think Alwyn might
And
be.
it can
better.
heal.
Alwyn instead of Archer? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
we probably should get some kind of placeholder for these people. Just
Alwyn's got a token.
oh yeah,
Token. Yeah, I'll
they
sort
don't need
something
they
out.
don't need like proper tokens. Just so we know
Crew
that
member token.
they are here, kind of.
Crew token. Yeah. Yeah, I think us 5 and 3 more crew. Tree Lifter, the Azamar dude, and
Hark.
Alwyn.
Cool. Alright.
That's fair.
We'll
And
do
then
that.
if we really need to, we can split into 2 groups of 4.
Yeah, 2 groups of 4. Yeah. That way. Yeah, we'll do that.
So you're going onto the island. What are the plans you're exploring? But are you foraging? Are you looking for life, tracking, hunting?
Yeah. So yeah, I will most likely be tracking creatures to make sure what the life is like here. I want to make sure there's nothing too dangerous. We're not going to be eaten by some T-Rex.
Mhm.
Umbra's also interested in the creatures because he wants to try and catch one.
So yeah, he'll be.
Right.
That's what Gruzeel will be doing because that's what he does really.
He'll stick with Gruzeel then because he knows that Gruzeel's good at that.
So just basically getting. I would imagine Gruzeel's skilled enough to understand wildlife generally. What is the wildlife like here, based on tracks,
or
you know,
whatever the
droppings,
majority
whatever,
is.
you know, yeah. The plantation, what's been eaten, you know, if there's a lot of leaves and stuff that, you know, if you see a lot of bushes or things where berries have been picked or leaves have been munched on or whatever, you can guess if there's a lot of herbivores or whatever on the island, stuff like that. If it's a forest, I can do more. I don't know if it's classed as a forest.
It's a jungle-like forest.
Awesome. So I get stuff for that. You are particularly familiar with one type. Yeah, you are adept at traveling and surviving in such areas. Your prof is buff, doubled for int and wisdom checks. While traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. So not
Good.
just mine, but the group's. Your group cannot become lost except by magical means. You remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in another activity, and you can move stealthily at a normal pace while alone. Though that bit's only alone. I also gain twice as much food while foraging, and while tracking treat creatures, I learn the exact number, size, and how long they pass through the area.
Oh.
I get all of that because it's a forest.
Interesting.
But not what they are, just how many sizes and through. But the
Alright.
rest of it can be based on Gruzeel.
Can you roll with your double prof
Which is
investigation?
investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a +5. That is not that good. 10.
10.
Yep, rolled a 5. Rubbish.
You look around and you notice tracks. Something quite large.
Yeah, because I learn exact number and size, so I know that. Probably just not what it is. And how long ago they passed through the area.
It wasn't long that this passed through the area. It's a large-sized creature, and what I will say is it's got claws and a padded foot, and it walks on all fours. It is
Narrows it down.
it is a large creature. It makes quite a dent in the forest when it walks through it, and you can only tell that there is one.
Well, I'll relay that to the group at least. So basically, we should be very much be careful because we're running into its domain. So it has the advantage here. And then we should move carefully, like
Will
slowly.
you roll survival, please,
Survive.
for foraging?
11 plus another 2. 17.
17. Okay. So
Yeah,
you'll
wisdom check.
collect a lot of like fruits and stuff, and you'll
I gain-
find,
No more
I get
scurvy.
And I get twice as much.
and you'll get twice as much. So you'll get another sort of fruits and stuff, and you'll also find that there is a very large amount of fish on one of the beaches of this island. Very large amount of fish. It's they sort of collect it quite a bit.
Thunderwave.
Probably
You-
gather it and put it on the ship, I guess. On the boat.
You can gather it, put it on the boat. They'll be
How-
fine for
how-
a little while.
How far are we from the main ship?
You're a good mile and a half. No, not a mile. Good kilometer.
So it wouldn't take too long for us to load the ship and get Tree Lifter to sail it back and come back again.
No, not so.
Get the lizard folk in.
Yeah.
They could help to do some of the fishing.
You know,
Mm.
doing some of the stuff. Speed it up.
Yeah. We'll do all that. Yeah, because I think I don't want to have the food out in the open, especially like loading it on the ship and leaving it there because that would just attract attention. So once we've foraged, we'll get that done first. Before we go too far in, I guess. Load the ship up, get Tree Lifter and the lizard folk to collect what they do, and send them all back to the ship and have Tree Lifter come back because we need the boat. and however long that base.
So how many people are you sending anyone else with Tree Lifter or just Tree Lifter by himself?
Just tree lift. It depends how much we load the ship, but I would imagine just tree lifter if the ship is full.
Okay, so essentially what you forage is you double it, don't you?
Yes.
I'd say you get 14 days of food.
Base.
Not bad.
Like, there's a lot of fish and stuff here. It's
Yeah.
feeding something. While Tree Lifter is going towards the ship, a cloud of fog begins to surround all of you. You just hear a deep voice. What are you doing here?
Exploring.
Searching for specimens.
Hello. How are you?
This is my home, and you read it.
I mean, there was no sign.
Yeah. And I
We
mean,
didn't know.
we can't even see you.
Snarls, and then it says, I've been watching. You've seen that I live. You saw my footfalls. And you took my food. I ask why. What is your purpose?
Shit, that was him.
Interesting.
And this voice is bellowing. It's very loud.
Oh shit! Is this one?
We're here for peace.
Yes.
Peace.
I mean, we
Just
don't mean
a rest
Oh.
for weary souls.
we have mouths to feed. You see, and we thought that we could come here. We didn't quite realize it was home to someone of your intelligence.
Are you noble of heart?
I am.
Certainly.
Umbra shakes his head.
Persuasion rolls.
I'm a nice man.
Umbra gives whoever's doing it disadvantage.
Damn it.
But you can add Gruzeel to your modifier. If you're doing it, Kethra.
Ooh,
Based
I'll
on
do
the
it.
damage.
Persuasion.
Who's doing it?
Persuade.
Persuasion.
Oh, it's only a +1 for me.
21 on a disadvantage. I rolled a 16
21.
and an 18.
I have a sneaking
my
suspicion I
persuasion.
know what bad if it is.
Is this one of the
What do you reckon
time
it is?
people things?
Chimeras.
I was thinking if it's big and got a quadruped that can speak.
Okay. So,
We sphinx.
fog. So there is a burst of light in a streaked form that goes over your heads. The fog dissipates to reveal a bronze young dragonborn. No, not dragonborn. A young bronze dragon standing there at the beachside looking at all of you, and it simply says, well then, perhaps I could call on your aid, and we're going to end the session there.
Wow.
Umbra wants its
All
head.
calls for A.
Ooh, get the brain, the perfect body.
Yeah, you'll never fit that dragon on the ship.
That's a shame.
Yeah, no, probably
I
not.
can
It can
chop it up.
fly. Dragons can fly. It can
Yeah, it
keep
could
up.
follow us. It could follow. Can you imagine we get a dragon? That'd be awesome. Right, I'm gonna end now.
Yeah.
3.
Oh, I need the dragon.